This video is a simple demonstration of how to take a photo of your hand-drawn icon and turn it into vector shapes in Adobe Illustrator. Or maybe you already work digitally, but your program of choice is raster-based like Procreate, Ibis Paint, or Clip Studio Paint. This video shows you how to take that traditional drawing or digital drawing and make it vector. The reason why you would do this is because vector is more versatile. If you scale up pixel art, it gets pixelated and blurry. Vector art never gets blurry, no matter how big you make it. In my 2D design class, vector art makes the final steps of Project 2 faster and easier, much easier than rendering your artwork by hand. So for the purposes of this demo, I'll be borrowing artwork from my Pinterest page of icons. I made this page to show different icons that have a wide range of styles and huge differences in the amount of detail. They are all very simple in their renderings, but some look like photos put through a filter, while others look much more stylized and abstracted. A link to this Pinterest page is in the video description. So in class, I used a couple of John Lennon drawings as examples. I liked how that example went, so I'm repeating that demo in this video. I've got Adobe Illustrator open, and I have a browser window with Slate open to our 2D design class. Before we get any further, let's get a cup of coffee. First, let's get the letter I want from Slate. Content. On the left side, we go to Project 2, sans serif letters, download those. And I've got serif letters, I'll download that as well. Let's flip over to Illustrator and we'll create a new file. I'm just making it 8.5 by 11, but just make sure that the color mode is CMYK. So sans serif letters look like that, and serif letters look like that. So these are the ones that we have to choose from for this project, but I don't want to open them up in Acrobat. When I just double click, it defaults to Adobe Acrobat. Your computer might be different. So let's just close these. To open it in Illustrator, don't double click it, right click it, open with Adobe Illustrator. Alternatively, select the file that I want to open, File, Open with Adobe Illustrator. Make sure that the black arrow is selected. I can select my letter. Command C or Edit, Copy. Go back to my other page, Edit, Paste, or Command V. If I want to make the letter bigger, make sure that I get this diagonal arrow, hold down Shift, and then drag it. If I don't hit Shift, it will warp, and we're not allowed to warp the letter in this project. So I'm going to undo all that, Command Z. To make a copy, I hold and drag, and then I just hit Option. So the other way to do it, copy, Command C, and paste. So I'm going to lock these into place. So go to Layer, Add, so go down to the plus, add this, and you can see I've got the letters are on this layer 1, lock it. So I rename it by just double clicking that. I'll just call it letters. It is entirely possible that you don't see your layers palette over here. If that's the case, go to Windows, Workspace, Essentials Classic. Let's say, just for the sake of argument, that you did that and you still don't see it. If at any point I'm using a feature and your feature isn't there and you have no idea how to get the feature, so I just said that was layers. So you can go up to Help, search layers, mouse down, it shows you where to find it. So in this case, it's showing me it's in Windows, Layers. I'm just going to click it so that open it up here. The way to put it into my menu over here is just to drag it in. So we know we've locked the letters and now it's time to get our drawing. I'm going to open that Pinterest page. I want that drawing that John Lennon made of himself. Save this image onto my computer. Just right click, save image as. So I hit save. And now I want to drag it into Illustrator. Drag the icon in. So I drag this in from my file here. For your project, you'll drag in your digital drawing. So find that file and drag that in. Or if you took a photo or scan of your hand-rendered icon, save it on your computer, and then drag that file into Illustrator. A couple things I need to point out about this drawing here. One, this drawing is simple and clean. It is entirely black, and the edges are smooth. I mean, fairly smooth. It's a little bit on the fuzzy side, but it'll work fine for the purpose of this demonstration. So number two, the background is white. It contrasts with the black drawing, and there are no shadows. So this is ideal for converting this drawing to vector. I've selected my drawing. I'm going to go to Window, Image Trace. I'm setting the mode to black and white, so it was already defaulted to black and white. If you don't see anything under advanced, hit advanced, and that'll open up a whole set of other options. Click ignore color, click preview. It's showing me the J underneath, and that's pretty good. It's a little bit choppy. I'm fine with it. If you're not fine with it, mess around with threshold, like just go up and down a little bit. Actually, maybe that was better. Yeah, and then you might also want to change noise. If your results are really different from mine, pause this video and make sure your settings match mine. Okay, I'm still in preview mode, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to hit trace, and now I have to hit expand. Ta-da! The drawing is now vector. Over here, this shows that the fill is black. Let's make this white. I click on swatches on the right-hand side. I have a white swatch here. You might not have swatches preloaded. In that case, you would have to make one, or go to the color icon, make sure it's grayscale, and then the black represented by K, just make it 0. I need to find a way to combine this logo with this letter. Again, I'm hitting shift when I scale because I want this to scale proportionately. Be honest, I'm not loving this. So line drawings for this project, really boring. Icons made entirely out of lines are boring and don't work. I'm gonna have to move on to plan B. Okay, so I actually saved a few different versions of John Lennon here. I really like this one. I think it'll work a lot better. It says that it is from highclipart.com. I do want to make it clear that this is not my artwork. This video is purely a demonstration of how you take a photo of a drawing and vectorize it. Same as last time, save it to my computer. So I'm going to drag this new one into Illustrator, just like I did before. I'll follow all the same steps I did for the first one. Interesting to note, there's a checkerboard in the background here. I'm going to show you how this image trace is going to deal with that. So as you see, I hit preview and the background grid, it just disappeared. That's because the settings are for black and white. If I change the settings to grayscale, this happens. It's only because I am changing it to black and white that it ignores the lighter gray. I've got the same problem as the other drawing. It's not working because the icon has to be white. So I'll make it white. Changing the black to white makes his hair white. So he looks older. He looks like it's John Lennon's granddad. The hair really does have to be black for this to look like John Lennon. So what do I do? This is where I need to do some creative troubleshooting. And I think if I put a white line around the whole thing, I can cut the black features out. Confused? I'll show you what I mean. Let's make the features black again. I'm going to draw a white shape all the way around this. I will use the pen tool. Oh, it looks like I've got a little minus symbol with my pen tool here. Click and hold it down, and I want the pen tool, just the pen tool. Let's just ignore these for now and focus on the pen tool. If I ever want to move, which I will, if I hit spacebar, it changes to the hand grabbing tool and I can move around here. With my pen tool chosen, hit spacebar, and now I can move. And as soon as I let go of the spacebar, now I'm back to the pen tool. If you've never used the pen tool, it might feel daunting. It draws straight lines unless you click and then drag, and then all of a sudden you can change the curve. Now in this case, I want to just change the direction that it goes in. So I will be clicking Option, changing it to this kind of wedge shape. When I get to the end here, there's a circle that appears. That means it's going to connect and it will make it a closed shape. Okay? If I don't see the circle, it's not a closed shape. I see the circle, it's a closed shape. I want to change the line. So I'll go to my white arrow tool, and that will allow me to select one section at a time. And if I move these little anchor points, it can change the shape of the line too. I'm happy with that. So, like I said, I want this to be a white filled object. So I'm going to swap it over. I don't want any outline. So now it's a black object. I'll go to swatches and make it white. I want the black features here to sit on top of this white shape. Go to Object, Arrange, Bring to Front. I've got the white shape. I'm just going to move it, adjust it with my arrow tools to put it back where I want it. And I need to cut those features out of this shape so that there are holes. So select both, and I will need Pathfinder. So Pathfinder looks like this. Just kind of hover over it and you'll see it. This one says minus front. That's the one I want. It'll remove these features from the white object. So I'm going to click that. And I'll show you what we've just done, because you can't see it now because it's a white shape on a white background. But when I move it on top of the J, yay! It's a white icon on a black letter. This is exactly what I want. So now let's play. So this is really process work. I'm just trying to find like how big do I go and how much of this face do I need to see to make it look like it's John Lennon? How much of the hair do I include? I want to get rid of that edge of the J. I'm going to customize these glasses a little bit here. I think if I click in the middle of this with the black arrow tool, it just selects the whole thing. But if I click in the middle with the white arrow tool, I can actually remove objects. So I'm going to take that one, delete that too. John Lennon is into psychedelic kind of music. I want to represent that with some psychedelic glasses. I want to repeat this. So I'm going to go into this. This says reflect, but if I click on it and hold down, it says rotate. And I'm going to change the center of the rotation to here. Click on this, and you can see now I can rotate it however I want. If I hold down Option as I move, you can see it makes a duplicate. So I've done it once. If I hit Command D, it repeats. Let's make a new layer actually, and we'll put the shape of his face on that layer, lock it. Right now these are individual, and I want to group them all together. So I'll select all of them, Command G, or Object Group. So Object up here and Group. Option as I drag. I want to adjust some of these lines here a little bit, so let's do that. So unlock this, go back to the white arrow tool. I'm happy with that. I'm ready to save the final file. Let's go to Slate, and it says here final artwork size is 8 by 10 inches. Unlock all the layers, use the black arrow tool to select everything that I've got here, copy. So Command C, let's make our new file. 8 by 10. Make sure it says inches. If you do pixels, that is going to be one tiny, tiny vector. CMYK, create. Command V for paste. Group everything, object group, leave about 1.5 inches of white space all the way around. View, scroll down, rulers, show rulers. The way to draw guides is just to click inside that ruler and pull, and just hold down as you're dragging. And I'm going to go to the 1.5 inch mark, which is about there, and the 1.5 inch mark, which is about there. I'm ready to save the final file. I'll save the AI file first because I don't want to lose my work. Last name underscore first name, PRJ2, Adobe Illustrator, yep. Illustrator 2020, yeah, that's all fine, good. And now to save the PDF, hit Save As, and we're going to change the format to PDF, hit save. So I already have PDF X1A 2001. That's what I prefer. Yours might just be Illustrator default. For printing purposes, PDF X1A 2001 is the North American printing standard. Got a little warning here, and I'll just hit OK. That's fine. So I'm done. The PDF is now ready for upload to Slate. So hope this helps. Remember that you can rewatch and pause the video at any point, and also remember that if I use a feature in Adobe Illustrator that you don't see on your screen, just type the feature into help at the top and it will show you where it is. That's it. I'm getting a cup of coffee.